What's up, guys? So we're back at it again with YouTube. Been a while, but I'm here now to take a look at new huge fighting game, MultiVersus. And yes, I really do mean what I say. Put in the title. I really do think this game is in so many ways the future of fighting games. Now, this is not going to be the only game people play in the future, but I really do think that so much of what this game does is just so far ahead of its competition, and that everyone needs to take note of this. That being said, this stream and this YouTube video is sponsored by Warner Brothers Games. You know, you can take what I say with a grain of salt due to that, but I promise I would not say this just because I'm getting paid by them. I genuinely do mean that I think this game does so much right, and I've really been enjoying my time in the game. I haven't actually had time to do too much gameplay recently due to on travel, but I'm really looking to putting in more time with this game as it keeps getting updates, as it keeps launching. It is currently now in open beta. It has been in open beta since July 26th. It's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox, it's on PC, it's full crossplay, full cross progression. So if you get a perk on anything, if you get a battle pass, everything transfers super smooth. It has a rollback netcode. It does so many things right. A big part of the title of this video is it is a free-to-play fighting game. It's a platform fighter, so it plays a little bit like, you know, Smash Brothers games and a little bit like Brawlhalla even. But I think it does something for a lot of fighting game fans. Even people that just play Street Fighter I've seen enjoy this game a lot. You know, let's get into the most basic thing, which is that there's a ton of characters. Warner Brothers is obviously, you know, the people behind this game, and the cast is just insane. We have Shaggy, we have Wonder Woman, we have Batman, we have Superman. LeBron just came out. I'm gonna check out that character in a bit. I really think that the systems and this, you know, like the fact that it's, first off, the fact that it's free to play is absolutely huge for any competitive fighter. And this game is a competitive game. You can enjoy it casually, of course. They're not, you know, splitting you so that you can't enjoy it casually, you can't enjoy it competitively. But the fact that this is a competitive fighter and the fact that it's free to play, I think is so big, and I really hope more games get on this, because generally, if you're new to fighting games, this has not been the case. Almost every game is $60, and a lot of fighting games don't last very long, unfortunately. They don't have a lot of players. MultiVersus right now, despite being so new and still being in beta, is the most played fighting game on Steam, and probably the world by far. And it looks like it's, you know, it's retaining a lot of them. So people are really vibing with this game, which I think is awesome to see, because generally with fighting games, the concurrent player numbers, they just go like this, right? And it's depressing to see. And this is the problem, right? That when you have a game that costs $60 or more, when you add DLC characters, even just try, how are you going to get someone once the player count is in the hundreds or even below that? How are you going to get someone to be like, yeah, I'm going to invest $60 for this game, probably subpar online, subpar, you know, PC port, and then there might not even be people to play, because you know, fighting games can be hard to get into when they're not done well. So it's really hard to grow a player base when you have to spend that $60 just to get in. There are things you can buy, so you can purchase the Founders Pack to get all the characters, to get battle passes, stuff like that. But honestly, if you just want to play and try out the game, you can try it out. You can go into the lab and try all the characters. If you play offline, you can also play all the characters. So this is just for online. If you want to queue against other people online in the matchmaking, then you can buy separate characters. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you can work towards unlocking more characters with time, I think it's perfectly fine. It's not like a MOBA where you might need to have 100 characters at your disposal. Like generally, of course, it's awesome to be able to, but you don't really feel disadvantaged at all just playing 3, 5, 6 characters, right? And I'm sure with time you can unlock much more than that. This, and with how good the PC port is, the fact that it has crossplay, there's just a big play button, man. You just click play, and then you choose 1v1, teams, co-op versus AI, ranked, normal bots. It's just so good. It's just like, man, practice, you go into the lab, the tutorial is great. Just shows you all the movement, all the things. Loading times are fast. Like, it's just, when you play the game, it really is one of these things where I'm like, man, why isn't every game like this? press tab, you have all your friends. You can just invite them super quickly, friend request, team up. And this is one of my favorite things about the game. Because this game is focused on playing 2v2. You can play 1v1 too, but I think the game really shines the most when you play 2v2 with a friend. And you just click this plus tag. You know, you get some benefits from playing with the friend, but just the experience of sitting in voice chat, talking with your friend, queuing up, you know, and just running games together. It's just so enjoyable. Even at like a core level, doing things with friends is always really fun. And I think there's just never been a fighting game that's done 2v2 together ever. Like, yeah, there's 2v2s in Smash, but it never worked like this. And we'll get into this in a bit, but there's just so much synergy between each characters, and there's so many cool interactions on a gameplay mechanic level. But then there's also like a ton of, you know, just depth in terms of content. Like there's so many voice lines that are unique to when you team up Batman with Shaggy, or you team up Velma against Taz. Like there's so many unique lines. It's kind of insane. You always hear something new. It's bursting with personality. And I think that really is the biggest strength of the game. But yeah, before we do the gameplay things, I just like to say that like you can play this game with keyboard and mouse. You can play with just keyboard. That's what I'm going to be using right now. Generally, I play on either a GameCube controller or a hitbox type controller. Everything works fine. There's tons of options here. Like not just how to bind things, but also like how the game works. Like swaps, grounded side and neutral attack, do jabs while holding to the side. By default, there's dead zones, there's input buffer hold, tap jump, attack picks up items, or if you want to use a separate attack, constrain mouse cursor viewport, like fast fall method, right stick, you know, what do you want them to do? So many options, and it's just like, it's just what we wanted from every game. You have different ways to display the percent. You can do this, you can do legacy, which looks a little bit more like the Smash games. There's custom ones. You can change your colors. If you're colorblind, this is perfect. Show outlines, not knockback, influence visual, show frame rate. Like there's just, it's just insane how ahead of the game they are on this. I would have killed for half of these features. You can go on. The PC port works great as well. I've heard basically no complaints at all with any of the ports. I do know as well that this game has very low input lag on consoles as far as I can see. There's a glossary. This is just so good. Like it just displays everything. Visible, refresh, reset, gameplay. I can't stress enough just how the features of this game enhance the gameplay. And so let's go in and talk a little bit about the gameplay, because I think ultimately that's what it comes down to. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already tried it, but I'm gonna give it my take and just a brief run through so we can talk some more about where I think the game is heading, where I think it's gonna happen. I've been playing Batman. That's my character, so let me show a little bit about him. So here we are. There's pretty fast movement in this game, and by pretty fast, like you can really go crazy. I have not practiced enough. I'm not using keyboard, but there's dash dancing. There's basically pseudo wave dashing with the roll cancel. In this game, there is no shield. Instead, the main defensive mechanic is either movement or using rolls. And rolls has a meter. You see this blue thing right here? When I dodge, it goes down. And then rolls become worse and don't have invincibility, I believe, when you have no roll meter. There's regular attacks, there's aerials, there's grounded ones, there's charged ones, and then there's specials. And I really think that just looking at the game initially, you might not think it has that many mechanics, but as you get into the character, as you try them out, and as you just simply look at the move list here that is for every character, there's just so much here that even in a 1v1 mode, there's a lot of things, you know, like the bat bomb, how the cooldown works, specific things, and it all explains it really well. And every character has like a passive. You know, Batman has while invisible, Batman gains hasten, which means he's faster, I believe. His attacks apply 3 stacks of weaken, which means you do more damage to someone. And Batman can also dodge upwards and diagonally upwards from the ground. Yeah, it's kind of insane just how crazy the characters are in terms of how deep they go and how varied they are. Like, you guys don't even want to know how crazy Iron Giant is. Like, he's huge. Like, And he has so many unique mechanics. It really makes you think like, man, what if they add this character? What if they add that character? You know, there's so many possibilities in terms of characters. So if you're into any franchise Warner Brothers, you know, has any part of, which is a lot, I really think there's going to be a character for almost everyone. Let's talk a little bit about Batman. I'll just give a quick run. So Batman is a very movement-based character. He has some combos. He likes to kill upwards, but he can't kill to the sides as well. That is also something that you're going to have to think about a little bit when you play teams. It's not like a super hard rule, but some team comps work better if they both team up together to kill upwards. And some characters like to kill horizontal. Some characters are more support type, like stay in the background. And right, Batman's a combo focus character, but he has a lot of really cool movement. He has his double jump, and if you hold the jump, he flies like this, which really helps him like stay in the air. It also helps them, you wait for, if you hit them upwards, right? And you're waiting for them to come down, you can fly a little bit while you wait for them to come down in your reach and attack again. There's a lot of two-part moves. So this first attack here is just a kick, but then the second one is a follow-up. And this is like kind of a homing attack. Think Falcon side B in Smash, where it activates as soon as you hit. But it has this added layer, right, of being able to not be used then. So you can just use it for movement to be really shifty. He has the side B, this move, pulls them in, lets you combo. And so, for example, another thing I haven't mentioned yet is perks. So with a perk, you can make his side B do less damage, but have a bigger area of effect once you actually snap to them. So there's a lot of like gameplay decisions there that is already available, but I'm sure can be even further developed as they keep releasing new perks. He has the Batarang, which I think is maybe my favorite move with him. So this looks like it's just a boomerang, right? First off, it's a great combo tool. You know, it doesn't have much end lag. The coolest thing about it is you can charge it, but you can also control it. And you can't just control it when it goes out. You can control it on the way back too. So if I press down here, it goes down. I can throw it and then be like, oh, he's over here, and hit them towards me. And this is another thing about this game. There's a cooldown. You see, if I don't hit it here, see how there's a icon below me? This means I won't be able to use Batarang. And so you're incentivized, kind of like Milius Pin in Guilty Gear actually, to pick it up. If you drop it, you have to pick it up and then you get it back right away. Batman has a down B, which makes him invisible. This is also one of my favorite things in all fighting. It's like hiding your character. It's just so cool. And this gives various buffs to the opponent. I believe you recover dodge faster. You do a debuff on them if you hit them in there. And then he has the up B, which is an up punch here that you can charge on the ground, and a big swing with his cape here. This is one of his best like combo stars and kill moves. Hitting someone at the top of the stage like this is such a great way to kill them. And you can use this in so many combos. You know, there's a lot of different combo abilities in these games, and there's cancels. There's different ways to use dodge canceling, specials. There's a lot of depth in combos, and it's something that I'm really excited to try more as well as I keep playing. He has his down B in the air. It's a dive kick that you can control like this, and I love when they give it you know, a lot of ability to control it in different ways, because you can cancel it as well early, or you can just keep holding it. And his side B can be hooked to this one. One of the changes they did in the patch notes was that before he was kind of like, he just had to go all the way, but now he can jump cancel before he gets here. So if someone's noticed that you're hooked onto them and they're charging a big attack for trying to stop you, you can just dodge cancel it and bait them out and then go in and punish them. So I really like that stuff. Like, his kit is just so fun to use. He's so fast. He really excels at just like doing big combo strings after whiff punishing. Here's the thing though. All this is already pretty complicated, but what really gets crazy is when you look at teams. There's so many of these things that when you combine them with a friend, go really to the next layer. Batman is not the character that is the most team dependent, but there's still so many things that he can do that helps his team. So the down B, for example, right? The smoke cloud, people can hide in it. They can use the buffs too. If there's other moves that make you invincible, which do exist, like for example on stages, or I'm sure there's going to be characters that also make you invincible, then his invisible buff, his passive can also, you know, work that way. The weaken thing, that you do more damage to them, that one also applies to your teammate. So if you have a character that can apply fire, which gives damage over time, and then you combine it with a weakened state, then you can rack up damage super quickly. The grapple here, you can hook this to teammates as well. So they can, you know, if you're really far off stage, you can save your Batman by jumping out and letting him grapple to you. There's so much team play like this. This game really is made in so many ways that there's combos, but if the real crazy combos happen when both people team up to where the natural gaps where your opponent could escape, your teammate fills those gaps, and then you can do absolutely crazy combos. This is a basic run through. We're gonna show some clips as well of me playing. I unfortunately can't play right now, but I have played before. Oh.
Take that.
Okay, he has a bomb on him.
Victory!
You think you're comboing me? You think you're comboing me? I was just baiting you up high.
You doubted me.
Dude, I love the time bomb. It's so good.
Point. Blue team. Out of batarang.
I gotta get better at controlling the battering so it doesn't hit the floor. Because when you hit the floor, it stops hitbox.
I'm out.
Oh my god, did you see the battering controller? It went crazy. Hey.
Victory!
Thank you so much, Warner Brothers, for sponsoring this game. I'm going to make more videos about this if you're interested. I'm really looking forward to see how this game develops. It's also at EVO this weekend, $100,000 in the prize pool. So not only is this game, you know, big and poppin', but the developers care about a competitive scene, all the things you'd want in a game. Now, is the gameplay your cup of tea? That's really the only question, but because it's free to play, why not just try it out? And if you're hooked, great. If you're not, go on about your day. Like, I think that's so cool, and I really hope MultiVersus keeps pushing this genre forward and that the other companies take note. Yeah, I'm really excited for what's next, and see you guys soon.